Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to our super class. In this class, we will study English. First of all, I am going to tell you and welcome you, and I will tell you our book name, that is New Oxford Modern English Book 4. And this is the front page of your book. I want you to see this so that when you will buy your book, then you can recognize your book. So have a close look at it. We are going to study the first unit, that is Pippi Longstocking, and that is the first chapter as well. And now it is reading time. First, I will give you the brief introduction of the author and the story. Astrid Lindgren, she's the Swedish writer and she is famous for writing children book series. And one of his famous series is Pippi Longstocking series. There are many stories in the series, that is Pippi in the South Seas, Pippi on the Run, Pippi on Board. She wrote many children book series. So coming back to this story, Pippi Longstocking. This is an imaginative story and it tells about the adventurous trails of the characters. The language of the story is very easy, but the similes which are used in the story are the larger than life. Similes are basically the examples which are used for the characters in the story. For example, at one place they said that Pippi can lift the horse with single hand, which is actually not possible in real life. So the similes which are used in the story are larger than life. There are some interesting pets in the story. So this is going to be a very interesting story. So stay with me. So now we are going to have a look on the character list of the story. Pippi Longstocking is the main character of the story. Here is the picture of the Pippi Longstocking. And she has a pet monkey. Here is the picture of her pet. And she also has a pet horse, which is not in this story in your book, but she is also having a pet horse as well. Then there are some other characters, Tommy and Annika. These are the two siblings. Here are Tommy and Annika, the two siblings. There are some important places in the story as well. According to the Pippi, she has been to these countries. And which are those countries? Egypt, South America, and Congo. Here you can see some pictures related to these places. You can see map of South America. You can see a picture related to Congo and a picture which is related to Egypt. And you can see that how the girl is walking in the picture. Before moving towards the story, I want you to see these vocabulary words. Some of these vocabulary words may be new for you. I want you to open your book, page number 2. Under the heading of what to know, there you can see these words. But if you're not having the book, then it's okay, no problem. You can see the words over here in front of you. The first word is braided. Braided means folded or doubled or plaited. Like you can see a ponytail which is visible in the picture. The next word is cannibal. Cannibal are actually the strange people who eat the meat of other people. They live in the forest. Here you can see a picture which is taken from the internet. These people used to eat other people. They live in the forest and they hunt their prey and then they go back to their hiding places where they can eat them. The next word is courage. And the meaning is present in this picture as well. Courage basically means bravery or ability to do something which can frighten you. And this picture tells the meaning. Here you can see that it is not easy to jump from one cliff to the other. So this is the act of bravery. The next word is freckles. Freckles are basically the small red-brown spots or patches on the face which are usually present on nose and cheeks under your eyes. As you can see in the picture as well. The next word is remarkable. Remarkable means something worth noticing. Here you can see a house, but this is not a usual house. This is actually a tree house, which people build on some strong, big trees. And this house is not a normal house. So it is a worth noticing house. Or you can say it is remarkable house. Next word is sidewalk. Sidewalk is basically footpath, pavement, which is used by the people who are walking without any vehicle. They are walking on their foot. Okay, can you tell me that what you can see in this picture? Yes, you are right. You can see a house. Very big and fabulous house in the picture. This is the house which name is Villa Valicula, and which is the house of Pippi Longstocking, and the story started from here. Now we will read the text. When Pippi entered Villa Valicula for the first time, It was a lovely summer evening. The children next door, Tommy and Annika, were not at home. They had gone to visit their grandmother for a week, and so they had no idea that anybody had moved into the house next door. The two siblings, Tommy and Annika, have no idea that Pippi has entered the next door in Villa Valicula because they were not at home. They were out to visit their grandmother for a week. On the first day after they came home again, they stood by the gate, looking out onto the street. They had no idea that there actually was a playmate so near. They were standing there considering what they should do and wondering whether anything exciting was likely to happen or whether it was going to be one of those dull days when they couldn't think of anything to play. They were just standing and they were just thinking and wondering that what they should do. Then what happened? And just then the gate of Villa Villicula opened. A little girl stepped out. She was the most remarkable girl Tommy and Annika had ever seen. She was Miss Pippi Longstocking, out of out for her morning walk. This is the way she looked. We will have a close look at the appearance of Pippi Longstocking. For that, look at this picture. And here is Pippi Longstocking. Her hair, the color of a carrot, and it was braided into two tight braids that stuck straight out. Braided means plaited or folded. And her nose was the shape of a very small potato. So that can bring a smile on your face as well, that how someone's nose can be like a small potato. And the nose was dotted all over with freckles. Here you can see small dots on her cheeks that are called freckles. And her dress is of blue color. So have a more close look at the appearance of Pippi Longstocking. Here you are going to see a video so that you can have much more clear idea. So let's see. Here we go.
Pipalata, Delicatessa, Window Shade, Mackerel Mint, Ephraim's daughter, Longstocking, is about to make a name for herself.
Hey ho, I'm Pippi, Pippi away, home and I'm happy as can be.
Pippi Longstocking. From the pages of Astrid Lindgren's classic storybooks comes one of literature's most exceptional young ladies. In her very own animated adventure, follow Pippi and her friends on an unforgettable musical adventure.
Someone right behind us!
Children need a little order in their lives.
Especially if they can order it themselves.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's go back to the text. It must be admitted that mouth under this nose was a very wide one, with strong white teeth. Her dress was rather unusual. Pippi had made it herself. She had meant it to be blue, but there wasn't quite enough blue cloth. So Pippi had sewed little red pieces on it here and there. So Pippi's dress was blue and she made it herself, but there wasn't enough red cloth, so she has to make red patches here and there on it. On her long, thin legs, she wore a pair of long stockings, one brown and other black. Isn't it strange that she is not wearing the stocking of the same color? The one was brown and the other was black. She had on a pair of black shoes that were exactly twice as long as her feet. Her father had bought these shoes for her in South America so that Pippi would have something to grow into. She loved them and she never wanted to wear any others. Actually, her father had bought those shoes for her so that she can use them to grow something as a decoration piece or something, but she loved the shoes and she always wanted to wear those shoes. But the thing that made Tommy and Annika open their eyes widest of all was the monkey sitting on the strange girl's shoulder. It was a little monkey dressed in blue pants, a yellow jacket, and a white straw hat. Isn't it a cute looking monkey? Pippi walked along the street with one foot on the sidewalk and the other in the gutter. Tommy and Annika watched as long as they could see her. In a little while, she came back, and now she was walking backward. What's going on? That was because she didn't want to turn around to get home. When she reached Tommy and Annika's gate, she stopped. Hmm, so what will happen next? Before moving ahead, here is a question mania. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm sure you are able to answer them. Question number one: how many characters are there in the story? Yes, you are right. There are three characters: Pippi Longstocking, and the two siblings, Tommy and Annika. Question number two: who is the more remarkable amongst the characters? Yes, you got it. Pippi Longstocking is the answer. Question number three: what was the name of the house of the Pippi? Brilliant. Villa Velicula. Can you tell the number of the pets Pippi have? Very good. Pippi has a pet monkey. And do you remember that we have talked about a horse as well, which is not present in the story, but Pippi had a pet horse as well. Next question is, how was her walk? Yes, you got it. Her walk was unusual because she was walking backward. Do you remember the color of the clothes she was wearing? Great, she was wearing a blue dress with red patches on it. Hey, yes, you've done a very good job. Let's move back to the story. The children looked at each other in silence. At last, Tommy spoke. Why did you walk backward? Why did I walk backwards? Said Pippi. Isn't this a free country? Can't a person walk any way she wants to? Let me tell you that in Egypt, everybody walks that way. Nobody thinks it's the least bit strange. Now, the Pippi was telling them, according to her, in Egypt, people walk like this. They walk backward. And nobody seems to have this, that this is strange. How do you know? Asked Tommy. You've never been to Egypt, have you? I've never been to Egypt. Indeed, I have. That's one thing you can be sure of. I have been all over the world and seen many things stranger than people walking backward. I wonder what you have said if I had come along walking on my hands the way they do in farthest Asia. Now, what the Pippi is saying? She is saying many strange things. She is saying that in the farthest Asia, the people they walk on their hands as well. Now you must be lying, said Tommy. Pippi thought for a moment. You are right, she said sadly. I'm lying. It's wicked to lie, said Annika, who had at last gathered up courage to speak. Enough courage to speak. Yes, it's very wicked to lie, said Pippi even more sadly. But I forget it now and then. And how can you expect a little child like me to always tell the truth when my mother is an angel and my father is the king of a cannibal island and I have sailed on the oceans all my life? Then Pippi smiled and continued. And let me tell you that in the Congo there is not a single person who tells the truth. They lie all day long, begin at 7 in the morning and keep on until sundown. So if I should happen to lie now and then, you must try to excuse me and to remember that it is only because I stayed in the Congo a little too long. We can be friends anyway, can't we? Now the Pippi is telling that she is lying because her mother is an angel and his father is the king of a cannibal island and he sailed all her life on the ocean. And the people there, they do not tell the truth. So if she is telling a lie, so they have to excuse her. Oh, sure, said Tommy, and realized suddenly that this was not going to be one of those dull days. By the way, would you come and have breakfast with me? Asked Pippi. Why not? Said Tommy. Come on, let's go. Oh, yes, let's, said Annika. But first I must introduce you to Mr. Nilsson, said Pippi, and the little monkey and took off his cap and bowed politely. Now Pippi is asking them to have breakfast with them, and they both said yes. And then Pippi introduced her pet monkey to them that my pet name is Mr. Nilsson. And what Mr. Nilsson is doing? He is taking off his cap and bowing them politely. This was a very interesting story, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Okay, let's revise that what happened, when, and how. So, what is the background of the story? The author of the story is a Swedish writer, and she wrote many children book series. In her famous series is Pippi Longstocking series, and the characters of the stories are Pippi Longstocking, the two siblings Tommy and Annika, and there were some places that the Pippi Longstocking was telling that she was being there: Congo, South America, Egypt, and farthest Asia. And the Pippi has pets, a monkey and a horse. And now I will ask some post-reading questions from you, and I hope you will be able to answer them. First question is, what was the name of Pepe's house? Yes, the name of the Pepe's house was Villa Villicula. Excellent. The next question is that what was the name of Pepe's pet? Great job. The name of the Pepe's pet was Mr. Nelson. Now the last question is that where are the father and mother of Pippi Longstocking? Yes, you got it. Pippi mother was an angel, that means that her mother died, and father of the Pippi Longstocking was the king of cannibal, king of an island. Now I will like you to just note down your homework. You have to do exercise A1 and 2 on page number 5. You have to answer the questions from the text. You read the story and you will be able to answer the questions, and then you have to tell that whether these sentences are true or false. And in the next session, in our next online class, we will discuss it in detail. That's all for today. Thanks for being there. Take care. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz.